A clearing space to imagine a new world. Imagine a world that rewards greed and avarice and vanity, where old people are left to die alone, where human desire for connection is manipulated into robust systems of control, carrots on sticks, and surveillance networks. If this is your doomsday scenario, it already was. This virus is accomplishing something that the Occupy movement could not do, that nonprofits and artists could not do, that social activists and global unrest could not do. And that is to make a true clearing space for the rebuilding of society anew. Before, we were too busy trying to survive. We feared what a change might mean, or we were so wrapped up in it we could not see out. If you liked the way the world was before COVID-19, I have compassion for you. The truth is, no matter what your economic status or privilege, the levels of frustration were mounting. That is why you were engaging in a social critique of it as an artist. There will be a period of mourning for all of us as what was is cut down. There is and will be hardship, and we will need courage, and you may become a different person. But the only real mistake would be to hold on to the past. This is the birth of a new world, and birth is inherently traumatic. Now imagine a world in which oil drilling and fracking have become essentially worthless. Birds are singing in greater ranges, the sky over cities is clear, and a global ceasefire is considered pragmatic rather than fanciful. That is what is happening now. If this sounds like the beginning of a doomsday scenario, perhaps it is because the old mechanisms of power still want your attention. What you give attention to affects your creativity. Your creativity becomes thought forms. Thought forms become beliefs. Beliefs become realities. These realities take the form in policies and social norms. These policies and social norms become structures that focus attention, limit creativity, reinforce beliefs, and sustain themselves as the only imaginable realities. The crisis of COVID reveals the realities of yesterday optional and creates space for a new creative potential. There does not need to be a violent overthrow of global capitalism or corporate greed because despite the news, it is already on its knees. Subtle changes right now will build lasting effects for our future. Have you noticed people are checking in on their elderly loved ones more, meditating more, gardening more, volunteering in time and money more? They are actually thinking about global poverty as a problem on a daily basis, figuring out local farm-to-table routes, and cooking their own food. They are accepting mortality as truism, taking stock of what really matters to them, finding the internal, as painful as that may be, and finally admitting the vulnerability of their loneliness. People are valuing the essential workers of society, sending letters, giving masks to postmen, realizing that nannies and teachers and nurses and house cleaners should be respected. This is the birth of a new world, and birth is full of love. It is up to us as a global population to use the morality that beams from our hearts and rebuild our structures under these expressions of creativity. You don't have to engage in a critique with your or society's darkest fears. You can turn away from that old way. That way needs you to believe in it. You can turn away from it. Right now, we are ironically empowered to be in our own way. With so many people unemployed, there are so many people who can be artists right now. This is a great time to be alive and a liberating time to be a creative person. Feed no fires that are reactive or in anger or fear, and instead show the others how to use the creative energies to tune into their greatest creative potentials. The world was built by people who imagined it. We can tend to our new world with the hope and care and love and forgiveness that we would to a newborn. Don't let your mind be beguiled by false entrapment. The past is toppling, the way is clear, and the opportunity at hand is to use your creativity unbounded.